It's been 50 years since a cyclone crossed the southeast Queensland coast. So what has caused Alfred to get so far south? It's actually not super abnormal to see a cyclone get to this general latitude in the South Pacific. They just don't necessarily come this far south near Australia. Part of the reason for this is the broad scale wind patterns that we have through southern Australia tend to steer any cyclone in this region away from the east coast. The other thing is, once a cyclone gets far enough south, it often runs into conditions that just aren't easy for a cyclone. So a cyclone needs 3 crucial ingredients to live. So the first of those is warm waters at least 26.5 degrees. The second is something known as low wind shear. Now, if you think of this as the vertical kind of tower of a cyclone, wind shear is referring to the difference in wind speeds at the bottom and top layers of the atmosphere, and low means not much difference. And then the third ingredient is a moist atmosphere, and that's something that's pretty readily available from the tropics this time of year. When a cyclone gets further south, past about the level of Brisbane, things like cooler waters and also unfavourable winds can cause the cyclone to either weaken or for their tall vertical structure just to rip apart. In the case of Alfred though, it just so happened to find itself in a bit of a meteorological sweet spot where it had all the ingredients to both keep it alive and close to Australia, and then it found itself caught in winds that caused it to make a U-turn towards the coast. In terms of climate change, observations have shown where cyclones form has been moving further away from the equator in recent decades. And with waters warming, there is some suggestions that we could see better conditions for cyclones to make it further south in the future. But there is a lot we don't know when it comes to cyclones and climate change. It's just not quite as clear as other natural disasters. And this is largely because before the existence of satellites, they were difficult to measure and track.